Hello and welcome to our channel. I want to thank you for tuning in today. I hope you are having a fantastic day. We're going to talk about Ethereum. Now, if you've been watching my channel for a little while, you notice that I've focused a lot on Bitcoin. And I need to communicate this more. I haven't said this on any of my other videos to date, but I'm not a Bitcoin fanboy. It's just that at this particular moment in time, Bitcoin is where it's at. So let me explain that in a little bit more detail just so that you have a better understanding of where I'm coming from. It wasn't that long ago that I had up to 35, we had invested in 35 different cryptocurrencies. And I took a look at my portfolio, and then Binance, the exchange that I had bought most of those cryptocurrencies on, decided that they're no longer going to service US customers. And then the other thing that I looked at is, other than Bitcoin, the rest of my portfolio had been taking a nosedive. And so with Binance making the announcement that they were no longer going to service US customers, and me feeling uncomfortable with using any other exchange to transact those 35 coins, and my definitely not wanting to find other exchanges in order to trade those, I made the executive decision to pull the plug on all 35 of those. And since then, we've consolidated down to just Bitcoin. Now, am I going to get into some of the other altcoins? Absolutely. But I'm not going to do it for a while. I'm going to wait until the market turns around. I've done a little bit of research, and based off of my research, what it looks like to me, and again, this is my opinion. In fact, before I answer that question, let's go ahead to the next slide. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This is my opinion. I'm not smarter than you. You are smarter than you realize. Do not trust what I say. Do your own research. Cryptocurrency is really, really volatile. And any money you invest in cryptocurrency, you have to realize there is the potential of it going completely to zero and you losing 100% of your investment. Now, a lot of people don't realize that, but that has actually happened to over 1,700 cryptocurrencies have come into existence, and now today they're dead. And so I don't say that to scare anybody, but I say that to help people become more realistic, that you want to be careful with what cryptocurrencies you invest in, because there is a potential that whatever coin you've chosen, that coin could go completely out of existence. But, the same is true for a lot of different investments. If you buy stocks in a company, there's nothing that would prevent that company from going bankrupt and that stock to go to zero. So anyway, enough said of that. The thing that I was getting at with altcoins, and we had 35 different coins and we've consolidated down to one cryptocurrency, Bitcoin. Kind of what I'm looking for is for the altcoin market to start going back up again. And a lot of the research that I've read historically with Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency market is that the altcoin market doesn't tend to rally and start doing a bull run until Bitcoin surpasses its previous all-time high. So to say that in a different way, I'm waiting for Bitcoin to get past the $20,000 price because my guess, and at this point it really is a guess, we'll have to look at once it's in the history books, we'll be able to look backwards and see what actually happened. But based on my research and what I've learned and listening to YouTube and reading articles out on the internet and looking at price action over the last several years, the last 5 years and 7 years of actual cryptocurrency pricing charts, I've noticed that, first of all, the entire cryptocurrency market has a tendency to follow Bitcoin, and second of all, when Bitcoin is going up, the rest of the market tends to go up, but after Bitcoin has hit an all-time high and crashed, the rest of the market doesn't tend to follow Bitcoin until Bitcoin exceeds its previous all-time high. Anyway, enough of that. That's not really the subject of why we're here today. That's just, as a friend of mine used to say, that was a chicken nugget. That was just kind of a little extra that's free for no charge. So what we're really here to talk about is 3 solid reasons why Ethereum looks stronger than ever. And I love the look of that Ethereum coin. Critics have been trying to spread fear, uncertainty, and doubt on the number 2 cryptocurrency in light of its scaling issues. It's true that Ethereum is struggling with congestion as network utilization is above 94%. As a result, it becomes costly to run applications. Nevertheless, the cryptocurrency's biggest problem appears to be its source of strength. The network is congested because there are so many developers building decentralized applications, dApps, on the blockchain. In addition, the scaling issue is temporary as the Ethereum community has a solution with a timeline in place. Ethereum dominates all cryptocurrencies in the number of developers. So he made a bold statement and he didn't complete it, but in the next couple of weeks, the next month, the next 2 months, Ethereum is going to go through a new version. They're bringing out a new version of the software that runs the Ethereum blockchain. And the expectation is that with that new version, it should go live sometime in October. But this is a computer program. It's got thousands of people that are working on it. Delays are common in the computer programming industry. I should know I've been in the computer programming industry for over 20 years now. And so while they've set a deadline of the first part of October for this going live, it wouldn't surprise me if it got delayed. It just happens a lot in the computer industry. But I'm hopeful that they'll hit their date. Anyway, they have a solution with a timeline in place, and that timeline is a few weeks out. It's very, very soon. So now this next subject, the number of developers that are running on the Ethereum, that are working on Ethereum and the Ethereum network, this is one of those ways. So a minute ago, I mentioned how there's over 1,700 different cryptocurrencies that are dead. They're no longer in existence. Well, the number of developers working on a particular cryptocurrency blockchain and on a specific cryptocurrency is one of the measures that you can use to reassure yourself that a cryptocurrency is going to be around for a while. The more developers that are working on it, the more improvements are happening on that cryptocurrency and in that particular blockchain. And in that particular ecosystem, making the overall blockchain, the overall product better. And as that product gets better and more robust, it attracts more customers. Because really, when the rubber meets the road, what gives value to any cryptocurrency is it getting used? If it's not getting used, then it doesn't have any value. And that's why those 1,700 other cryptocurrencies are dead. They didn't get enough use, and eventually the people that were running them gave up. Well, one of the things that you can do to try and measure is measuring the number of developers is not measuring activity today, but it is measuring potential future activity. In other words, the things that the developers are building today won't get used until it actually goes live. They're building things right now, and eventually they'll get all the bugs and the kinks and all this and that and the other worked out. They'll meet all of the requirements. They'll meet all of the standards and expectations that have been delivered to them. And when those expectations are fulfilled, that's when that particular piece of code will go live. And as those developers are writing more things that are going live, it improves, enhances, speeds up, makes it better, provides additional features and functionalities. and those additional features, functionalities, and enhancements of any particular cryptocurrency or any particular blockchain are going to attract more users. And the more users you have, the more value you have in that particular blockchain, and the more secure you can be about its future. So let's take a look at Ethereum in particular. One of the things that's really interesting about this article, according to a recent study by Electric Capital, there are 1,156 monthly developers on average that are working on Ethereum. That number is 4 times greater than the next biggest ecosystem, which is Bitcoin. The study also noticed that the other ecosystems and crypto networks have fewer than 250 developers. So said in a different way, overall, Ethereum has 1,156 developers working on it on average. A lot of those people are working on applications that are used on the Ethereum blockchain, but they're still working on the Ethereum blockchain in order to get those smart contracts to actually function. The next closest, which is Bitcoin, has about 250 developers. So that's a significant difference. And that shows that Ethereum has a significant value relative to the enhancements and the changes that are going on its ecosystem. So Ethereum leads all platforms in total dApps, and dApps are decentralized applications. And so if you use a blockchain in order to provide a service, well, for example, let's look at this list here. Steam is a blockchain that was originally started on Ethereum and then broke away and built their application on their own blockchain. And Steam is, think of it as a competitor to YouTube. The whole Steam blockchain and ecosystem is there to allow people to publish videos, to publish podcasts, and to publish written content. And the Steam cryptocurrency is used as a way to pay those publishers. So if you go to a Steam, one of the Steam websites, and you're watching somebody's video, you can pay them using the Steam cryptocurrency token. If you decide that you like their content, you can give them a tip. And some people are writing content or creating content that's published on Steam that you have to pay in Steam tokens in order to just view the content. So it kind of goes both ways. You either have free content on Steam that you can tip the person, or you have paid content on Steam that's paid for using the Steam token. And so that's an example of something that was originally built on Ethereum and then has later broken away onto their own blockchain. But there's thousands of applications that people are building on Ethereum, and currently Ethereum has over 2,592 different applications written on the Ethereum blockchain. And that goes everywhere from blockchains that are focused on people who are buying and selling avatars for their favorite video game, to people who are gambling and going to a online gambling website and using cryptocurrencies to put into slot machines, or cryptocurrencies to play blackjack, to cryptocurrencies that are used. Maybe you have Google Drive where you're uploading your favorite pictures. You're taking pictures with your cell phone. And if you have an Android cell phone, those pictures are automatically uploaded to your Google Drive. Well, there's other blockchains out there that are built on Ethereum that allow you to upload images or any kind of digital file for storage purposes out onto their blockchain. And they have a number of different advantages that give them an edge over something like Google Drive. So anyway, those are just a couple of examples of the 2,592 different applications that have been built on Ethereum. And just the imagination, there's no limit to your imagination. There's no limit to the different kinds of things that have been built on the Ethereum blockchain. One of the things that Ethereum in particular is going to do in order to improve its performance is the introduction of sharding. And said in the simplest of terms, sharding means that they're going to break down the blocks into smaller amounts of data before they store it on the blockchain. And the expectation is that that will also improve performance. So this is a graph of the price action of Ethereum. And as you can see, we hit an all-time high in Ethereum. Oh, that's November. Yeah, that's right. That's 2018. And so it hit an all-time high right around the beginning of January of 2018, just after Bitcoin hit its all-time high in the middle of December of 2017. So a few weeks later, Ethereum hit a new all-time high in the $1,300 price range. And then since then, it has had a significant crash down until November-ish of 2018. And as we entered 2019, Ethereum started climbing up. But then around July, Ethereum started dropping down again. Now, I don't know why it's dropping down, and I don't know that many people do. But it really is expected that the Ethereum blockchain is going to start going up in the near future. And this might be a good time to start picking up some Ethereum cryptocurrency. I would watch the market to try and see when it starts making an upturn and when you can see some momentum to the positive for a period of time. That would give you a good clue that, hey, this is the time to start investing back into Ethereum. So anyway, I got much more I spent a lot more time talking about stuff I had no intentions of talking about, but I'm leaving it in the video because I think it'll be valuable to you. The bottom line is, how can I be of service to you? If you've got questions or ideas or anything that I can be of service to you, please put it in the comments below. And in the meantime, like, subscribe, and hodl. And I hope you have a fantastic day. Thanks. We'll talk to you later.